Hey guys, today we are going to be doing a video on what should I buy Weed Whacker edition, electric versus gas. So there are really three/4 main types of weed whackers, mainly three. The main ones are gas powered, battery powered, corded electric, and hybrid, which is battery and corded electric, but they're really just electric and battery. So the main ones we're going to be going over are battery and gasoline powered, because this is the big thing at the store. Which one do I buy? In my personal opinion, it's gasoline. A lot of other people will say battery for certain reasons. But today, let's explore the reasons why. Starting off with our competitors. Right here we have a RYOBI 18-volt P2009 brushless weed whacker. Right here we have a Echo SRM 230S string trimmer / brush cutter, which is really what it is. It's a brush cutter. And they're similar, as they are both shaft drive weed whackers, but one is truly shaft drive, and that is the Echo. The Echo is truly shaft drive for one reason. The S in the name, 230S, means that it is a solid shaft. This is also shaft drive, but the shaft in it is a bendy shaft that you can bend in half and breaks. Ask me how I know. This one has been modified with a grease fitting, which is nice, but it doesn't really help with anything. Normally there's just a bolt here. Yeah, you can actually add a grease fitting here, I'm pretty sure too, but I wouldn't mess with this, honestly. This thing's too well made to mess around with it. Now, let's go over the ergonomics. So, the RYOBI P2009 has a low and a high mode. This is your safety, which you push down in order to pull up on your variable speed trigger. And apparently this is what they call an overmolded hand grip, which is not comfortable. And this is your hand grip, which is adjustable and not comfortable. Now on the Echo 230S, you have your kill switch, your stop and start. This is your lockout switch and your variable speed trigger. Since this is a brush cutter, it has a brush cutter handle on it, and you can adjust this back and forth. You cannot adjust it up and down like the RYOBI, which is better, but it is much comfier, and these are called overmolded hand grips as well, and they are much comfier than the RYOBI. Coming down to the guards on the RYOBI are removable with one simple screw, and no, they are removable with one simple screw. I thought for a minute that you had to take out this rivet. No, you remove it with one simple screw, or you can put a socket on there. It looks like maybe a 10mm, 11mm, and this comes off. This is cracked, by the way, which cheap plastic. It's not really that nice, and it also has a cutting blade down here to cut your line at a certain length. The Echo has a very similar size, and these are not clean, by the way, so bear with me. And you remove it by taking out 2 of these bolts. Do I have it in frame? Yeah. 2 of these bolts. And it comes off And I think you also have to take off these 3 bottom screws. And it should come off. It's because it's a lot more of a hassle. But it's a safety feature, so on either one of them, I would not take it off. The more safe one is the RYOBI. So if you're looking for safety features and you're like dying for electric and a safety feature for the brush guard, that would be a plus for a RYOBI. Power-wise, now, there is an issue with this RYOBI, this certain model, where it will run for a certain amount of time and then dies. You could pull the trigger again for like 5 seconds and it dies. If you smell your motor and it smells burnt, that means you have a bad motor. So I'm very upset with RYOBI on this one because I do have a bad version of it. Power on this one definitely has the advantage. Obviously, battery powered, you're obviously going to be limited because of the motor size that they could put in it and because they want to make it lightweight and do the batteries. This is a 21.2cc engine. They should use a 50-to-1 mix of gasoline and oil, and you just put it into the gas tank, prime it, choke it, pull, and you're started. This you just slap a battery on and you're good to go. Unless your engine's bad or your motor's bad. Well, you know, we'll talk about that later. Anyway, construction. The construction of a gas-powered machine is going to be relative to the cost, and that generally goes for the battery-powered and electric ones too. This is a lot more expensive. This is a lot more expensive and top-of-the-line Echo, and it has a super solid feeling shaft and super heavy-duty head, and the motor on these things is bulletproof. The RYOBI. Cheap head. Cheap head. This overheats very often. This tube, you can snap right in half. I've almost done it a couple times because when I put it on things, it will fall because it's not very, doesn't have a good center balance, so it'll fall over and it can snap the tube. So, and this is a more high-end battery-powered weed whacker. I mean, it's not like an Echo battery-powered one or a Still. No, but it's, more high-end for most homeowners. Most homeowners aren't going to go out and buy like a $600 battery-powered weed whacker because you might as well just go out and buy a gas one. Plastic is pretty cheap. Or the plastic on the Echo is nice and, as ABE would say, scoop 'em. And the only thing I don't really like about this is these things kind of feel cheap. I'm not a huge fan of them. Or I think these feel better. They feel a little bit more robust. The heads, you could get a Speed Feed 400 made by Echo. It's patented by them. And everybody has their own version of it. So this is a Speed Feed 400 by RYOBI. You're not really going to get any different heads other than maybe a push-in head, which I actually prefer those than these things. These stupid things suck. You can never get them to wind correctly unless you take them apart, put them back together, clean them, replace the springs. It's a mess. Don't get these. Just get one that has a head like that. Most of them will have your standard 2 to 3 strings. Where are these products made? RYOBI, along with a lot of the other battery-powered stuff, China. Not horrible. I mean, it's some things made in China are pretty good, but people would like it to be made in the USA. Most of your high-end, and a lot of your gasoline-powered equipment will be made in the USA. This is an older Echo, so it's made by the Kyoritz Corporation, and this is a Japanese company. So I'm actually pretty sure this is a Japanese Echo. They are the most phenomenal brand of two-stroke power equipment I've ever seen. I mean, I'm not even joking. Two-stroke power equipment, you want a Kyoritz Corporation. I'm telling you flat out. You will not regret it. As far as if your machine runs out of fuel, or in that case it dies, how to refill or refuel, we'll say. You grab your 18-volt battery pack for your RYOBI, or your battery pack in general. Done. You're back to where you were. Now on the Echo, it's a little bit more difficult. Because what you do is you have to go grab your gas can, or whatever you have that has your two-stroke mix. Or you might have to just grab your gas and your oil and mix them separately and then pour it in. So you gotta take off your cap on your, Save the Earth gas can. Make sure that you vent it and then pour in your gas. Do. Put the cap back on, do. Then you put your cap back on, prime it, and pull. Now, a big question that a lot of people might have is, well, what's easier? Is gas easier or battery? In my opinion, if you don't want to run to the store and get gas, or if you don't want to bother mixing fuel, get a 4-stroke. A 4-stroke machine from Makita or RYOBI. I know RYOBI makes one. They make gasoline-powered equipment too. Or from some other brands, they make 4-stroke equipment, and they're very, very powerful too. They don't rev up as high as the 2-stroke equipment, but they still work very good. Now, if you don't want to go through the hassle of buying any gas or oil, then I guess you could just go ahead and buy a battery. The only thing is, if you think that you're going to save the earth with buying batteries, the truth is you're really not. Because how are you charging your battery? Now, when you charge your battery, all the pollution from your battery being charged is doing about the same amount of damage as gas. I mean, just something to think about, but I don't want to get into it. I don't want to have people having hate comments, and I don't feel like dealing with it. Okay? Prices on this kind of equipment. A professional gasoline 2-stroke equipment is going to run you about maybe $250 to $500. A good quality, not RYOBI, battery powered weed whacker is probably going to run you about $300 to about $750. About. Yeah, that's a lot of money. I'm telling you, it's a lot of money, but you gotta pay. You pay for what you get for with everything in life. There are certain things that you can get away with cheaper. Certain things you gotta spend a little bit more money on. But the truth is, you get what you pay for. And I really think what we should do now is let's see these things work. Another thing I should say, gasoline-powered string trimmers tend to use bigger line than electric. Electric-powered stuff cannot take as big of a line because it's not as powerful. So let's pop our battery back in or refuel. Make sure she turns on. weed whacking area. I'm going to put it in the high gear. So for the most part, did a good job. I'm obviously going to clean this up later, but you know. Now let's fire up the Echo. The Echo takes a little bit getting used to fire it up. I generally prime it about like 2 to 3 times, or until the primer bulb on this thing is like super tough. Okay. Almost. Generally, once it goes about there, you could throw on the choke again. It's a little bit pesky. This thing's never had a carb rebuild. Oh, jeez. Watch this thing not start. There we go. Should have primed it more. That's my fault. It is pesky to start sometimes. That is where the battery power stuff is easy. But once you get it going, I mean, it's pretty effortless to start. Turn it off. One pull. Once it gets started for the first time. And then, I mean, that's nothing. They do need like a 5-minute warm-up, so we'll sit for a couple minutes, like a couple seconds, and then warm up. Let's analyze the side over here. I did a good job. The only thing I don't like is when you're going to get into doing a big yard like I have about half to a full acre of yard. You're gonna run into issues with battery power stuff, where you're gonna need multiple batteries, especially if you have a lot of stuff. You're gonna need like this. I need 3-4 amp hour batteries, and sometimes that's not even enough. Or I need more batteries, and then the engine. Not engine, sorry. That is an engine. The motor, the electric motor in it, fails, and it's just a hassle. Once it gets to a certain point, like about 10 minutes, it'll just stop. It stops working. Alright, this thing sounds like I'm gonna beat this, so let's start weed whacking. So, I'm going to tell you from personal use, that was a lot easier to do than it was to use this thing. Also, didn't have as big of a challenge as gas powered. Why don't we use the electric one to give it the same challenge? And since I wasn't running it at full throttle, we'll put it in low, just to be fair. Oh, hang on, I don't wanna. So not bad. I mean, it's good. Definitely does not do the same job as the gas-powered one does, though. Gas-powered one just zips through. So what is, I know this is not really the greatest way to be comparing this kind of stuff, but this is about really all I got. But I really hope that you guys enjoy it. So what is the final verdict? Overall, there is going to be a little bit more maintenance to do with a gas-powered machine than an electric-powered machine. There's going to be a couple more differences. Obviously, price difference, the way that you fuel them. But if you're willing, or if you really need it, a machine, then I think a gas-powered machine is definitely the way to go. You're going to get the increased torque of a two-stroke engine, because two-stroke engines have a lot more torque. You're going to get more torque. I know that they say that an electric machine has more torque. It's not really the same as a gasoline-powered. Gasoline-powered machines are louder, they do smell, they have a lot more maintenance that need to be done, but the trade-off is you could get a lot more stuff done in a lot faster amount of time. And if it's worth it to you to save your time on, doing yard work, because I know there's a lot of people out there who have to work every single day or 5 days a week. That's really what I mean. A gasoline-powered machine is really what you need. A battery-powered stuff is not ready yet. A couple years now, and maybe we'll be talking about how electric stuff is maybe a little bit better. But right now, gasoline-powered stuff is the way to go. And like, if you're going to ask me, should I get an electric push mower or an electric tractor? No. You need to get a gasoline-powered machine. Gasoline-powered machines are a lot stronger. They can just do more longer. And honestly, once you run out of batteries, you're done. If you run out of gas, you go down to the gas station, get more gas, and you come back and you're ready to go again. Or you just go to your garage and get some more gas. It's that simple. You can't do that with your batteries if you run out of batteries. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry if this kind of seemed a little bit biased. I tried as hard as I could to make it non-biased, but if you're going to get one, I think that gasoline-powered equipment is definitely the way to go. And if I do end up getting a gas-powered blower, we'll be comparing those next, because I think there's a big argument that you can make there. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.